All right, fellas, welcome back. Hope everybody has had a really good, safe week. And let's see here. We're going to get into this. We got us a final, maybe in parentheses, but we got us a final on our 34 Slammer Modified by MPC. I'm not a fan of MPC kits whatsoever, but we had problems. But anyway, we moved through it rather than abandon it, put it in the box and back on the shelf. We worked on through it, and this is what we ended up with. I'm going to spin him around here a little bit. And the reason I say a final in parentheses is because the Nerf bars is not on it. I had them on there, but I had to take them back off in order to make this video. I'll show you why here in a minute. I wanted to pull the body and interior off of it. Kind of show you what we done there. So I had to pull this stuff back off the bars that runs from the firewall out to the radiator support. I had to pull it off. So after the video, probably tomorrow morning, I'll put this stuff on and finish it up and glue everything down, and we're gonna call her done. But for right now, she's done. All right, fellas, let's get into this. I had some issues with this kit. I bought this kit maybe about a year or so ago when Mike over at Scale Model Outlaw, he announced a Saturday night short track group build. And hey, man, I love race cars. Y'all know that if you follow along, man. So I jumped in on that, and I had my entry video was at 77 Pinto, which y'all have seen it on this channel before, man. I kind of used a bunch of NASCAR kit parts that I had and come up with a little old, like a mini stock. But anyway, like the week after that, man, I picked that kit up, and man, I just got a bad kit, fellers. I really believe that. And I'll tell you about that here in just a few minutes. But anyway, I'm really happy with the way it turned out, man. I really like the way modified looks. Uh, I like old race cars, man. I like all race cars. We're gonna spin him around here, and you can see right here, man. I think I mentioned last week. Let me get him. Maybe you can tell right there, right here. I mentioned last week that my kit was man, it was twisted. It was tweaked like really bad. And so I had watched a couple of videos, a couple of fellers building this particular kit, and man, they showed their frames. They set flat, and man, no problem whatsoever. And mine did not set flat. It was twisted. So man, I tried like a hair dryer and some weight on it, and then I used a heat gun to try to get it to straighten up for me. And I did, but I don't know, man. It had a memory come back. But anyway, and what I'm getting at, I corrected the problem so all four wheels and tires would set on the ground. But anyway, it come back. If you can tell by the bumper right here, it's kind of got a sag over here and kind of up over here. And so that's the twist in the daggone frame. So anyway, man, like I say, I did the best I could. I had to do a couple of things to get it to where it would sit on all four tires. Man, I don't like it when I get a three wheeler. So anyway, we got him sitting on all four wheels and tires. We're gonna spin him around here, and then we're gonna break him apart here and show you what we got going on. What I meant by maybe final in parentheses is the Nerf bars is not on yet, and the bars that run from the firewall out there. Maybe I mentioned that. This is the second time I've made the video because it keeps wanting to zoom in and out on me, and oh man, I don't want to make anybody sick. All right, fellas. Now, after the video, I'm going to put all this stuff on probably tomorrow morning and wrap it up and glue the interior and down, and then we'll have us a. It'll be done. I forgot to paint the coil springs on the front shocks and coil spring assemblies, and it is what it is. I don't care. It's going to sit out here for a few weeks, and then it's going to go in a box and back on the shelf. Let's see here. As you can see, hell, it turned out pretty decent for what it is, an MPC kit, like I said. I'm not a fan of them. Hang on, fellas, I got to wet my throat. All right. I'm going to bust him apart here and show you what we got going on. Let's get the little hood off of him. 428 cubic inch. I'll show you something about that here in just a second. We're going to pull the body and interior bucket off of him. If we can get him apart here, let's set this here. Let's do this. Let me get this out of the way because it's in the way. And we'll leave the box back there. All right, here's what we got going on. I think I showed this last week. I don't think I had anything really together last week. I had a bunch of stuff painted and a few more things, maybe. I can't remember. I didn't watch the video. Maybe I showed this. I had him painted, decaled. I didn't over decal it. The stinger. Don't get stung, fellers. All right, this is what we got going on. Like I say, I didn't over decal it. I used that. I don't remember now. I showed it last week what color it was. It was a Krylon, I think, or something like that. Hell, I don't remember. Let's see here. As you can see, he sits on all fours, man. I hate it when my daggone Model 3 wheels on me. So let's get into this. If I can do this without it zooming in and out. First things first. Get my pointer. On the instructions, let me make sure we're not zooming. All right, on the instructions, very first thing, man, is on the intake. It shows the location point for the distributor, in this case, magneto, back here at the rear of the motor. On a 428 cubic inch Ford motor, it's in the front, fellers. So to correct that, man, I cut this little peg off the block, turned the intake around so the distributor would be in the front. This is an MPC kit, don't forget. All right, and right here it says on the oil filter, it says oil pump filter. It says right here, open hole, and it shows it toward the front of the motor. It's at the back. On this kit right here, it's at the rear, so that's wrong. And I didn't even bother to put it on. So that's totally incorrect. Now, the distributor in this case, again, magneto, shows it at the rear. It goes in the front. Well, right here, going by the instructions, it would show the mag up here in the water pump. That's the water pump and the housing. Shows it going into there. Totally wrong. So I corrected that and got my mag in the front of the motor. Now, next thing. Right here shows the valve pans going on. I circled that so I would remember to show you. Let me get him up here. Fellers, on a big block Ford, a 428 cubic inch FE, I guess, what they call it. Again, the distributor's at the front, not the rear. All right, now these valve pans. If you look, a Ford small block, big block, a lot. There might be some of them ones that not so popular that I don't know about, but the valve pans will kind of come out here and then kind of slant out and come around. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all that knows motors, Fords and Chevys and Dodges, y'all get it. Right here, This is a I think a Ford, maybe a 428. It has three valve pan bolts across the front. It could be wrong, could be totally wrong. Y'all correct me if I am. And then a couple down across the bottom. Well, this right here is a four bolt hole valve pan, and it's square. That's a small block Chevy valve pan all day long. I don't care what anybody says. That is not a Ford valve pan. So that's one thing. Again, fellas, it's an MPC kit. All right, now the next thing is I noticed when I was putting the motor and transmission to the rear end, my drive shaft set dead on this cross member. It is dead on it. This thing, it's a model car, so it ain't going nowhere. So I just went with it. I hope you can see that. I went with it and figured, what the heck, man, we're going to put it together. It's going to sit out here a few weeks, and then it'll find its way right back into its box and put back on the shelf or end up back up in the attic. I got to touch up my header here. All right, so that's dead on it. So, and my frame was twisted. So, them other fellers, man, none of them never said anything about their frame being twisted. One of them, I think he showed that he laid his down and showed that it was pretty daggone flat, good chassis, frame, whatever. Mine not so good. But anyway, let's see here. What was I fixing to tell you on my headers? Right here. I did not like I'm going to call it, wasn't really a collector, but the collector part of the header. I didn't like the way it looked, so I took some heat shrink tubing and put on there and did that, and it kind of looks like a muffler. I started to paint it up like in an aluminum or a steel color or something like that, and I figured the hell with it, I'm going to let it go. It's got damn, I didn't, it's got dang old small block Chevy valve pans on it. I've had enough of that. So anyway, we're gonna let it ride. It is what it is. All right. Let's see here. Was there anything else I was gonna show you? Okay, I remember now. On the rear end, or on the wheels and tires, it shows them that the front and the rear that they mount. It's like a square peg on the front spindles and rear end, like where the wheels mount. Let's see, I'm finding my page here. All right, here we go. Maybe I can show you here. Right here, if you can see that is square. The back of the wheel hub is square, and it slides onto there, and that's what locates your wheel on your rear end. All right, on mine, where it was had a twist in it, it was going to three wheel on me. So this wheel over here, I know you can't see it, but what I did was on the top part of that square. I took my chisel X-Acto blade and removed that. That way, when I glued this wheel and tire on, I could kind of slide it down on the axle ever so slightly, but it had to go down or it was going to be a three wheeler. I'm not into that. It really pisses me off, really. That's usually when I'll abandon one and it's done and over with and it's parts at that point. But anyway, we salvaged it, got him going on there, so he set on all four wheels and tires. What else was I gonna show you? Man, yeah, we painted him up. I think I told about what we used, maybe what paint and all that junk. Uh, you can kind of see what's going on. I like those wheels on race cars, man. That slotted wheel, I really like that. I didn't go with an aluminum look or whatever. I like white wheels on race cars. Uh, so that's what we got going on. Back here on the rear, those couple videos I watched, they're right back here. This cross member, man, it had like a loop part in it for the drive shaft to clear. This one doesn't. It's flat. My drive shaft is dead on that sucker. Now, something else, dang, I almost forgot it. Something else I was going to show you is the rear leaf springs. where they locate to the rear axle, rear end assembly. It's got a little square place, and that's what locates it to the leaf spring. And I'll show you right here what I'm talking about. If you can see, it's got a little square place in the axle tube, and if you on this particular kit, I had to widen that little slot out in order to locate it on my leaf springs, because if I didn't, the leaf springs was wanting to like pinch in toward the middle in order to catch that hole, the little slot. So I widened it out in order to catch it, and that way my springs wasn't pinched in like turned in and being horrible looking. So that's what we did there to fix that. And again, it didn't take no whole lot to do it, but I did have to widen out the little slot a little bit to get him to locate right. All right, now I said that I really like this little old man. I like the way the modifieds look. I like race cars. Y'all know that if you follow along. So what I did that this past Saturday, I was over at Hobby Lobby, and I needed a couple things, and they had their 40% off, and I picked me up another one of these kits, and another kit, a little '66 Chevy 2 kit. Uh, do a bracket car out of it, man. Back in the day, I had a 1-to-1 '67 Super Sport Chevy 2, 283 4-speed fender well headers. I put a 310 Crane solid left camshaft in it. Uh, she wasn't fast, but daggone, she sounded good, man. But anyway, it wasn't no race car. But anyway, I wanted one of those, and I think for the kid, it was the 34 Slammer kit is like $14, and the Chevy 2 kit was like maybe $13. So I grabbed. I didn't need them, but I grabbed them. I did want another one of these Slammer kits because, man, uh, with the stuff that was going on with this one, I really I wanted a good kit. So I picked another one up, and right here's the frame out of that kit. And as you can see, man, that baby is dead flat right there. Good frame right here. It's got the little place for like I'm gonna say a drive shaft loop. Uh, Use your imagination in the cross member there. So that's cool, man. I ain't gonna do that kit next. Next on the agenda is a buddy build coming up. I've got a buddy build going on with my buddy Chase over at 408 Model Shop. Y'all check him out. He's hopefully gonna post something soon. It's summertime, fellers. He's a young man, new family, brand new baby, maybe a little over a year old now. So anyway, we kind of set that to the side because we had problems. And hang on, fellas, I got to wet my throat. And hopefully next week, me and my brother-in-law is going down to Louisville to that car show and swap meet that we went to last year, and hopefully I can correct the problem on our me and his buddy build, because he's got the same issue as me, and it's a bad one. All right, so anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Me and another guy on YouTube has got a buddy build that we're gonna do, and hell of a feller, man. I think the world of him. He's a hell of a builder, and I'll probably make that video probably tomorrow morning, possibly, or tomorrow evening, uh, because it deserves its own video. Because that fella right there, man, for what we're gonna build, he builds some killer models. Anyway, fellers, we're going to get out of here, and I appreciate y'all stopping by and checking us out. And if you hung around this long, I really appreciate that. And so, fellers, everybody have a really good, safe weekend, and we'll catch you here in the next few hours. All right, fellers, y'all have a good one. Be safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.